On Tuesday, April 2nd, Seminole County's Paul Allen III, age 33, was picked up from Houston County for outstanding warrants for commercial gambling and dogfighting. He is currently being held in the Seminole County Jail. Until April, Allen had been at large since the April 24, 2022 incident, when he and other defendants converged on Jesse Mitchell Road property in Seminole County, where they held a large-scale dogfighting event. Allen joins 14 other men, residents of Georgia, Florida, and Alabama, who were charged in February of this year for participating in a major dogfighting event that occurred in April 2022 in Seminole County. Authorities rescued 27 dogs from the April 2022 dogfighting event, and 51 additional dogs were rescued, and more tools to train dogs for fighting were confiscated in conjunction with the arrests that occurred in February of this year.
Thank y'all for tuning back in to your favorite channel. Pelican Bay K9 is giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Like I always tell y'all, brothers, y'all hit that like button up, and big salute, shout out to the new subscribers. Y'all hit that subscribe button up if you haven't subscribed. That way you'll be inside the loop when I drop the videos. You always get alert. And hit that notification bell as well. That way you always get alerts when the videos drop. And if you stop getting alerts, we figured out a while back that you gotta unsubscribe and then subscribe again. And then hit the alerts button, the notifications bell, and you'll be back to getting your alerts again. You know, you'll be back to getting your alerts again. But we got a lot of news today, a lot of dog talk, well, a lot of news, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to do some dog talking with it, you know. But the first article I just gave you, big salute to all my dog lovers from one side of the world to the other side of the world. But that first article I just gave you was, you know, another arrest made from the 2022 dogfighting bust that I told y'all about. But then remember I told y'all just a couple weeks ago when I told y'all they made 14 arrests. They came back and made 14 indictments off that 2022 dogfighting bust. Well, they got one more brother. That was the brother you saw at the beginning of the video. And like I said before, these videos aren't to declare innocence or guilt. It's the news. You know, if you can't handle the news, go watch some Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, or go watch something you can handle. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we got, like I said, we got some good news, some bad news. We got this dog news from across the world. PBK9 is giving it to you, you know what I'm saying? Giving it to you, you know? And that just goes to show y'all brothers now, when you think all that shit over, this 2 years later, and they still picking brothers up. 2 whole years later, still picking brothers up. Hey, it's your world, man. It's your world. Do what you want to do. Now, I do want to ask the violent brothers this. You know what I'm saying? I do want to ask the violent brothers this. Okay? Just say so happened. Just say so happened. You beat me up. You think that's going to stop what I'm doing? You think I'm going to stop what I'm doing because I took an ass whooping? Man, I've been told y'all, brothers, I came up from the era where you learn to take an ass whooping or give one, as well as use that heat if you had to use it. But you learn how to throw them things. You know? So, I mean, if you get the best of me, what you think, the news gonna stop? I mean, like, hey, it is what it is, man. Gotta keep giving it to my brothers. Gotta keep giving it to my brothers. Now, we gonna get into this next video. We got a man from Walnut Shade that drowns trying to save his dog, you know, in like a creek. You know, trying to save his dog in the creek. We gonna get into that. It's your boy PBK9's giving it to you, fair and unbiased. You know where you got it first. Dog news, uncut, from around the world. Let's get into it.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jesse Inman. New at midday, a man from Walnut Shade drowns while trying to save his dog at Bull Creek. State Patrol identifying the victim as 76-year-old Paul Marucci, a local business owner. Color 10's Joshua Panetta is live on Main Street in Branson. And Josh, you spoke with someone who owns a store next to the one he does. What did you hear?
Is just beginning.
Payne, the owner of Gourmet Boutique, says Marucci's family has owned the business for several years, and that Marucci was a sweet and kind man, and he was always looking out for others.
You know, he was very kind, but he was very quiet. And I mean, he was always behind the scenes doing whatever it took for all the businesses here to make sure things were going okay.
Highway Patrol reports indicate that Marucci drowned about a mile west of Walnut Shade and Bull Creek trying to save his dog. I spoke to the Western Taney County Fire Protection District, who tells me they were called to assist in the search along with the Taney County Sheriff's Department and Missouri State Highway Patrol. They say the water was quite high and made the search for him very difficult. Now, Payne, who knew Marucci for several years, says he was a family man through and through and would do anything to help out the local surrounding businesses. Now, she says Marucci leased the plaza and that his daughter and sister-in-law are taking over the Party Magic business, and according to their Facebook page, their business is closed today. Reporting in Branson, I'm Joshua Pineda, Coyote 10 News.
Now, when it comes to animal abuse or brothers seeing different types of abuse throughout their life, you know, I couldn't imagine what, you know, each and every brother can say they seen or they witnessed or they seen a dog or rolled past a dog or whatever. You know, this next particular situation, you know, we got a dog named Finn. Finn is recovering from a machete attack, you know, from a machete attack, and I guess somebody went mad on him or whatever. They don't really say why he was attacked with a machete like that. You know, they just say he was recovering from a machete attack. But I want y'all to check this video out, you know, and, you know, just sit back. Like I said, PBK9 is going to give you that news today and some dog talk. You know, but I just gotta give it to you how you want it. And I know y'all brothers and sisters want that news out there. You know, when we got news, like I said, this is news about all breeds, not just pit bulls. It's just only the pit bull owners get mad. So y'all check this out. Finn recovering from a machete attack. Let's get into it.
First at 9, a good news update tonight on a dog that survived being attacked by a juvenile with a machete.
That's right, and his name is Finn, and our Josh Gant has more on Finn's recovery. Josh, and what's next in this investigation?
Yeah, Brittany, Steve, this little guy has been through a lot and will have the scars to prove it. The Humane Society says they are surprised he made it through this attack. Now, we want to warn you here, this may be hard for some of you to see. Finn giving us a spin with his tail wagging like a helicopter.
Such a boy, come on.
Despite his seemingly playful appearance, the one-year-old mix is recovering after surviving a brutal attack with a machete on Easter, according to the Greater Birmingham Humane Society. Leeds police are investigating. GBHS says they were told a teen allegedly attacked the dog as a form of punishment.
I really was surprised that he didn't bleed to death, but it was very disturbing. I mean, it was disturbing to us, obviously, because it was abuse to a dog, but it was also disturbing because it involved such a young child.
We're told Finn had a successful surgery with no infection so far and seems to be bouncing back quite well.
He'll, of course, have a lot of scars. I mean, he'll be a little bit like a Frankenstein pup, but he's got just an incredible disposition considering what he's been through.
I really don't know what kind of dog he is, but the Humane Society says he is a lucky one. Now, the teen was taken into custody and a petition was filed in family court for cruelty to animals, according to Leeds Police Chief. GBHS says a judge will determine whether Finn will return to them for adoption or go back to his owner. They're also accepting donations to cover Finn's hospital bills, which are more than $2,000. To donate here, we put a link in this story on the WBRC News app. Brittany.
Big salute to all the dog channels doing their thing out there, man. Big salute and big shout out to y'all brothers. Samurai Kennel, Dogman TV, Fat Bill TV, Triple J, man, all y'all brothers, man. Let's see here. Let me see here and think for a second. All y'all brothers, man. Master of all Bulldogs. Salute to you, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who doing their thing with on these YouTube channels, you know what I'm saying? Whatever dust you kicking it up. However you doing, whatever you doing, big salute out to you, man. Even if you're knocking me, you know, big salute out to you. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and like I had said on the last past videos, big shout out to all the brothers that's winning the digital dog show. We know it just depends on when you see this video. Like I said, we will be giving our recognition from this side for the winners. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to y'all brothers. Can't say it enough. You know what I'm saying? This next video, man, we about to get into is kind of a sad, well, not no kind of, it's a really sad situation. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to these dogs, man, when it comes to grown-ups and these dogs, I know grown men and women that will probably get themselves in trouble if you just walk up and kick their dog. You know, because the reason why I say in trouble is because the judge might say the actions that was did to the person that kicked the dog wasn't warranted for kicking the dog. They might say basically you went overboard. Because I know the average person, if somebody just come up and hit your dog, you're going to black out on them. Woman or man, if you love your dog. You know what I'm saying? And this next video, man, is a sad situation. We're going to talk a little bit about it before it, and then we're going to, get into it afterward a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it comes to a situation where, and a lot of people can probably fit in these shoes when I say you love your dog. You know, we got a 11-year-old little girl who lost her life. You know, first thing I want you to do is imagine your niece, your daughter, your little cousin, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Just 11-year-old little child, you know, got a dog. You know how them children be about their little animals and stuff like that. You know, and just so happened your house catch on fire. All of y'all make it out safe. Except for the puppy, you know, except for the puppy. Now, your little 11-year-old breaks free, runs back in the house to get the puppy. You know what I'm saying? One thing you got to understand, and, you know, and I'm quite sure every adult understand, and the thing about it, I done did news videos on adults that run back in the fire to get their dogs. You know, love is love. But one thing we do got to understand is a child don't know the full capacity, seriousness of certain house fires. When you get blowbacks, flashbacks, you get explosions, all that type of stuff. You know, she was just thinking about her dog in there, you know, about to die. And truthfully, that's real love. When you don't think about dying. You know what I'm saying? When you just think about your pet dying and you can't let that happen. You know? So we gonna get into that. Like I said, we got sad news today. We got good news today. We got all kind of news today when it comes to PB canines, giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? 11-year-old little girl lost her life running back into the house fire to save her pet. Let's get into it.
Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at 10. I'm Eric Perry. We begin with the story we first brought to you as breaking news last night. A deadly house fire in Spalding County. You can see it right there. Just completely gutted that home. Investigators confirm a teen was inside and did not make it out. This is 11-year-old Caitlin Simons. Family members say she was outside and safe, but she ran back inside the home. The reason why will break your heart. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert talks one-on-one with the victim's family. He's in Spalding County with the latest.
The victim's uncle tells me the family is devastated after the 11-year-old girl died in this home Saturday night after it went up in flames.
Always had that smile on her face, and that's what I'm going to miss.
You can hear the pain in Charles Beecher's voice as he comes to terms with losing his 11-year-old niece, Caitlin Simons.
She was a joy of life. She was a cheerleader. She was in everything. I mean, it's heartbreaking. It's hard.
Beecher says she died in the fire around 5:30 Saturday night at her home on Sydney Drive, just outside of Griffin city limits. We're told her brother and 2 others were home with her when the fire started.
She was worried about her dog upstairs, and she went upstairs. And this is Caitlin. She's like us. She's an animal lover. She went upstairs and got that puppy. His name was Little Man.
Both ended up not making it out. feature is now just left with memories of his niece.
I have to take care of them and always looked after them while she worked.
The Spalding County Fire Department responded to the scene. The chief of operations says they tried to save her, but by the time they arrived, the home was fully engulfed in flames. The chief says firefighters are being offered counseling if they need it.
We go in, everyone, with the attitude we're going to do everything we can within humanly possible to try to make a difference. And these stories are just very tragic for us.
Firefighters don't suspect any foul play, but an investigation is underway. Sunday afternoon, outside the home, family members and neighbors created a memorial for Caitlin.
It's hard not to be able to know I'm going to see her again. It's rough. I'm 11 years old. Her life's just taken too early.
A firefighter was injured while battling this fire and was taken to the hospital for treatment. Investigators say they plan to release what caused the fire on Monday. In Spalding County, Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
Your heart goes out to the family. Thanks so much.
Now, they say all dogs go to heaven, and I know him and that 11-year-old little girl went to heaven, but let's give them a moment of silence, and anybody who lost somebody this year, a moment of silence. Now, it's nothing like a good old story where a dog comes to the rescue. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like a good old story, a dog comes to the rescue, but it's nothing better than the story of a dog coming to the rescue of his owner. It just shows the love of these animals, man, and how far they go to protect their owners. So, you gotta understand why folk be mad when you don't take care of these dogs, or folk be mad when you abuse these dogs. Cause at the end of the day, you see a dog who may not, we know everybody like how pit bulls look. Everybody like how Rottweilers look. Everybody like how Malinois look, or this dog look, or Dobermans look. But then you have these dogs, who people will pass off. These ugly, what we would call ugly dogs, mutts. But they found them a home, and they found somebody that loved them. You know what I'm saying? And then they show you a reason why they would die. They would have to die before you get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Why they will be at your house forever until they die. They give you a reason, you know what I'm saying? It makes you say, man, this dog saved my life. Why these boys over here arguing about pedigrees and a piece of paper and all this and all that, I got a real dog over here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just be crazy sometimes, man, because these animals be so smart, and at the same time, these animals be braver than a lot of our human friends. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times they do. In this particular situation, we got a Akita. When a man and his dogs were walking, it's more than one Akita. A man and his dogs were walking, and he had some type of episode, and he fell out along, like a ditch bank and kind of like a little wooded area or whatever. Nobody knew where he was at. You know what I'm saying? And the dogs knew he was there. The dogs eventually got him help. I'm going to let you watch the video to see how it all unfolded. But basically, the Akitas came to the rescue. And like I always say, man, these dogs, they know when something go wrong. You know what I'm saying? So my brothers who got 100 dogs, and you may not really pay attention to your dogs, you won't understand what I'm talking about. But my brothers who got 1 or 2 dogs, and you got them, or even 10 dogs, or 20 dogs, but you got them dogs that you feel like they know what you're talking about. They do know what you're talking about, big homie, or big mama. You know what I'm saying? They do know what you're talking about a lot of the times. They can't talk back. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this story, man. Akitas saved their owner, days later, not an hour later, 2 hours later, but days later. So y'all check this out. PB Canines giving it to you. Let's get into it.
Story involving man's best friend.
If we wouldn't have been alerted the way Hero did to find him, I don't think he would have been found.
Last week, a Tabor man was walking his Akita dogs, Hero and Tora, when he got stuck in a muddy ditch. The 61-year-old man was trapped in the tall grass behind the sugar factory for 2 days. Unable to get help, his dog stayed with him, fending off coyotes and keeping him warm. On March 28th, police were called after sightings of an injured dog in the area. It was then followed by another call where a man was bit while trying to separate his own dog, Jack, from Hero. Those calls led police to the loose dogs and subsequently alerted them to the man stuck nearby.
We later learned that the gentleman had a condition with one of his shoulders that didn't allow him to get up from the fall that he had. And luckily, Hero the dog stayed with him for the time that he needed his help and got our attention. And yeah, we were able to get him to safety.
While Hero and Tora's owner remains in hospital, the dogs are now being looked after by the Tabor Lost Paws Society.
You know, we know they're stressed, so we're just taking extremely cautious care of them. Yeah.
Following the incident, the society started a GoFundMe which raised nearly $3,000 in less than 48 hours, which will go to the extensive vet bills, including Jack's injuries.
He was quite lacerated, beat up, but to my knowledge, that's all that it was. But it was pretty severe. He had to have a drainage tube put in.
And while Hero attacked to get the attention of anyone nearby, the victim holds no hard feelings.
Once he understood what happened, he was very even though he was the victim, he understood, and I give him a lot of praise for that as an individual in our community.
It will undoubtedly be an emotional day when Hero and Tora are reunited with their owner once he recovers. Sarah Jones, Global News.
You better treat them dogs right, man. You better treat them dogs right, because you never know when your life depends on it. You know what I'm saying? You might be out there hunting somewhere, and just you and your dog, and you done treat him all bad, throughout his life. And now something that happened out there in the woods and you need his help. You would feel mighty bad if you treated that dog a certain kind of way and he still go get you help. And most likely 9 times out of 10, he will. You know, that's what they call unconditional love. And that's what them dogs got. No matter how you treat them, you know, they still get up, wag their tail, and come smiling to you, you know, with love. You know what I'm saying? But this next incident, man, we got a couple, you know, who should be honored for saving this dog. We got a dog that was trapped on the rocks in the ocean. You know how it be rocks on the kind of close to the shore or whatever. The dog was stranded right there and the tide came in on him and it was rough. You know what I'm saying? And a couple saw him out there, so they decided they wanted to go save him. You know what I'm saying? And we got the footage from that. Y'all check it out. I'm gonna say it like this. You know what I'm saying? That brother a little more braver than me, because I can't swim. You know what I'm saying? For me to kind of be in that situation where he was at, it would have had to been a human being. You know what I'm saying? I will save my dog from a lot of things. I will save him from a lot of things. And I'm not going to even say I wouldn't have saved him from that. I probably would have tried to save him. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say what they wouldn't do. But when the situation go down, you find yourself in a real sticky situation, even if you can't swim or even if you could. You know, but y'all get into this video, man. Check how rough, and they say this water was freezing cold. Y'all check how rough and freezing this water. You can't feel the water to see how freezing it is, but y'all check this video out, man, and give this couple their props for doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Saving that dog, bringing that dog to safety. And I'm gonna say it like this, you know, if it was me in that situation and I had saved that dog, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't somebody who was right there on the shore that just couldn't get to him, dog, then I would have to take that dog home. You know what I'm saying? That's our, the Lord brought us together for some reason situation. You know what I'm saying? But y'all check this video out, man. PBK9's giving it to you.
As Thursday's nor'easter winded down, Sarah Rydgren and her boyfriend Michael Kent, who live in Kensington, New Hampshire, decided to go for a drive to see the waves along Hampton Beach. Arriving at Ocean Boulevard, Sarah neared the wall to get a closer look when she noticed a yellow lab trapped by the high tide.
I couldn't believe my eyes, and the dog was so white. He was blending in with the waves as they were washing up over the rocks, and I just screamed.
Hearing Sarah scream, Michael ran across this road, handed her his keys and his wallet, went down these stairs, plunged waist deep into the freezing water, and called for the dog.
But I looked to the right and I saw another massive wave coming in.
Sarah caught it all on camera as 5-year-old Wesley tried to make a break for it. The wave nearly swept him out to sea.
The dog wasn't touching the ground anymore, So the dog started pulling back too, and that's when I just grabbed the collar.
The couple led the freezing dog to their car and was offered a towel by a neighbor to dry off. They rushed Wesley to a nearby animal shelter as Sarah comforted him in the back seat.
The dog was like violently shaking, panting, and there was blood on the towel.
They were met by the owner's mother at the shelter, who told them she was looking for Wesley for hours after he got out and somehow ended up trapped on the rocks.
Seeing that relief on her face was really nice.
Yeah, she was like tearfully hugged us.
Looking back, Sarah credits Michael's quick thinking and calmness, a former Army vet who she says is used to high-stress situations. Thankful they were in the right place at the right time for Wesley.
I don't know if he would have got out if we hadn't shown up. I think he would have been washed away.
Now, my brothers and my sisters, y'all know in certain places the temperatures are rising a little bit hotter than others. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we haven't really got into them temperatures yet. But we already got brothers and sisters already getting arrested for leaving their dogs in hot cars. So y'all be careful about that. You know, we may run it in the store, think we're gonna be in there for a second, and we something else catch our mind, and we end up in there for 15, 20 minutes. You know, and you forget that the dog was in there until 15 minutes later. And then in this particular situation, we got a police officer body cam footage from him rescuing a little small, what looks to be Shih Tzu or some type of dog like that maybe. Rescuing a dog from a hot car, all on body cam footage. And I think they charged the guy with it. I'm not even sure how long the guy was gone, but I will say this, and y'all will hear the people say on the video. They say the dog was nervous. The dog nervous because y'all just broke the window and y'all strangers, you know, and y'all strangers. So you got to keep that in mind for my veterinarian lovers or my whoever. The dog was nervous because new people and they broke the window. Now, as far as the dog panting and being hot, like they said, you know, only they can tell you that because they was there. But the dog was nervous because of the situation that was going on. It wasn't the heat that was making him nervous. You know what I'm saying? But y'all check this out, man. Police rescues dog from hot car.
Body cam video shows when a St. Lucie police officer rescued a dog left inside a locked and hot vehicle. The owner was inside a store while his dog was waiting inside the SUV as temperatures reached over 100 degrees.
You did?
Port St. Lucie police say that on Tuesday afternoon they got a call about an animal in distress that was locked in a vehicle parked at a Home Depot parking lot.
Even standing next to the window was cracked about maybe 2 inches, 1.5 inches. You could just feel the heat just coming out of the car.
Once that officer smashed the window, he was able to reach inside, pull the handle, and eventually got the dog out.
The rear window is breached and we're getting the dog out now. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's okay. All right. Yeah, go ahead and, if you wouldn't mind taking the dog that's cooking.
The dog was given water and was placed inside the patrol car as they waited for the owner to return.
She was pretty hot. Like I said, she was panting really heavily. She appeared, very nervous. You could feel the heat just coming off her. She felt like she was on fire when I first pulled her out.
They were able to use a thermometer from the business to see how hot it was inside.
Got in the car and we put it in there and it read at that point 122 degrees. And this is after 10-15 minutes of the car ventilating at that point.
According to Florida law, bystanders are also allowed to rescue a child or a pet believed to be in danger from heat, but under certain conditions.
First thing is the vehicle lock. Is there any other way to get into the vehicle before you break a window? They have to contact law enforcement before or immediately after if you choose to break the glass. The law that was designed was for this situation, and the law was followed, and they saved the dog.
Well, the dog's owner is now facing an aggravated animal cruelty charge.
Now, to any of my brothers and sisters out there who are soldiers or maybe served overseas, Iraq, Afghanistan, anywhere overseas, and you maybe ran across an animal that you took into your barracks or, your platoon or whatever, when you took it in and, you had to come back to the States and you had to leave the dog. Well, this next video, we got a good situation, a great situation, a great ending. We got 3 U.S. soldiers who, had their dogs in Afghanistan or Iraq. They don't really say it may say, but that's not the big picture. The big picture is they was reunited with the soldiers, you know what I'm saying? And I can only imagine when you got a dog over there in the war zone, you know what I'm saying, and all the things that you're going through, all the things you're thinking about your family and all this other stuff, and then you get you a dog that you take liking to, you know, even though you're ready to go home, there's nothing gonna stop you from going home. You don't really want to leave that dog. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to bring that dog back with you, rather. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, this is a great story here.
Is National Pet Day, celebrating the joy that our furry friends bring to our lives. And that joy could be felt today on Long Island. As CBS 2's Carolyn Gussoff reports, 3 U.S. soldiers were reunited with the dogs that they had to leave behind.
While recently deployed at an army base in Eastern Europe, these U.S. soldiers never expected to fall in love with puppies they found in the cold without food or water.
We all fell in love with her. They became like family. I was worried because I was like, can I get this dog home?
Thanks to pause of war, they could. 4 months after returning stateside, their furry friends joined them.
Come here. Oh, hey, honey. Hey, I missed you.
Sergeant Jared Berdinati found Rasha alone on the side of a road.
I just tried to find a way where I could get her back, and because she was really important to me, and she was like my little partner, and she was always with me. I just fell in love with her right away.
It was a touching and licking reunion for Edward Reyes and the 2 pups he'll now take home.
What's up, buddy? Today means everything. Just kind of seeing the little buddies again.
And Troy Koenig reunited with Runty.
Sweetie. It means the world to me. She was my escape while I was over there. Something for my mind to focus on other than what was going on around me. We helped each other out. We really did. She's family.
The War-Torn Pups program has brought hundreds of dogs back to the soldiers who cared for them abroad. These Serbian mountain dogs otherwise faced a grim fate.
When you see somebody who's serving our country and you could put a smile on their face, you know you did something right. These dogs now are here safe, they won't suffer, and those soldiers will never have to regret ever having to leave them behind.
The mission isn't over. Pause of War, which has already brought back 30 dogs over the last month, has 18 more it's trying to rescue from war-torn areas.
We missed you, girl. You're overseas doing some hard stuff. Keeps you human and keeps you grounded. When I miss my family and stuff, you know, she just kept me company and she was always there, and so I really was thankful for her.
Clearly, the rescuing goes both ways. In Nesconset, Long Island, Carolyn Gussoff, CBS 2 News.
Now we come to a situation where a couple's in court and they want to testify on their own behalf on a dog mauling. You know, their dog killed somebody last year sometime, and they want to testify because the woman is saying that it's the government fault. It's the animal agency fault in that area because they basically already had complaints. They already try to make certain moves. They already told certain things, and nobody basically made any actions towards making the situation better. So basically she's trying to say it's their fault instead of her fault. You know, it's the government fault. So y'all check this out. PBK9's giving it to you. Couple in court testifying on their own behalf, trying to get charges dismissed.
Fallout from a deadly dog attack. The attorneys for the dog's owners, Christian Moreno and Abilene Schneider, in court today for a hearing related to last year's attack that left an 81-year-old man dead. Lawyers trying to have those charges dismissed.
And right now they're trying to put the blame on animal care services. So now let's take a look back at how we got here. Everything unfolded on February 24th of 2023. Ramon Najera was killed by at least 2 dogs that prosecutors say were owned by Christian Moreno. Najera's wife and firefighters who arrived to help the couple were also attacked. Officers arrest and charge Moreno. And then a week later, on March 1st, Abilene Schneider, Moreno's wife, is also arrested and charged in connection to the deadly dog attack.
Almost 6 months later, the couple indicted. Moreno makes his first court appearance in September. Schneider makes her appearance on October 3rd. Leading today at 5, Erica Hernandez takes us inside the courtroom as Schneider is called to testify.
They didn't tell me nothing. Abilene Schneider, along with Christian Moreno, trying to get charges filed against them dismissed. Those charges include injury to the elderly, and dangerous dog attack resulting in death. On February 24th last year, 81-year-old Ramon Nájera and his wife Janie were visiting a friend on Depla Street near Highway 90 in Couples Road. As they got out of their vehicle, two dogs owned by Schneider and Moreno attacked them. While Janie survived her injuries, Ramon didn't. The defense, with the motions they filed, are trying to shift blame on ACS, saying they dropped the ball after the dogs had previously been detained for other bite incidents and never deemed them as dangerous dogs. The head of ACS says they did everything they could do by state law requirements. As for Schneider, she told the court after agreeing to pay the $200 fine to get the dogs out of quarantine in January 2023, ACS didn't give her any further instructions or guidelines to follow. I asked every person I spoke to that day, what else do I need to do? And they didn't tell me nothing. They said just make sure King and Snow do not lick their wounds, get them wet. Other than that, they're good. They can go home. Judge Villamesa didn't rule on the motions filed by the defense, but will have her ruling by June 17th. As for the trial itself, we now have official dates. On August 30th, it will be jury selection, and then testimony is set to begin on September 9th. Both Moreno and Schneider will be tried together. At the Kevin Reeves Justice Center, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Now we come to breaking news. We have a dog on the loose in McHenry County. We have a situation. I'm gonna play 3 different videos for y'all this time, all from the same situation, so you can get a little bit of news from each anchor reporter, including me, so that'd be 4. You know what I'm saying? But we got a loose dog. We got multiple pit bulls fighting over food. Neighbors try to break it up. Folks start getting bit. You know, they say these dogs always chase after or bite at people. Police came, police got bit. I want to say, you know, you're going to watch the video. I want to say one of the dogs got shot and killed, you know, but basically they're looking for another dog now. The dog was on loose, and they say the dog was extremely dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So y'all check this out, McHenry. They telling folks to stay in the house until they find the dog. They didn't say anything about no diseases or nothing like that. They just said the dog will bite you, you know. So if you stay in that area, y'all need to take precaution if this video is dropping and they still haven't caught that dog yet, you know. So let's get into it. McHenry, PBK9s, Dog News, fair and uncut, raw and unbiased. Let's go.
Tonight with breaking news in the north suburbs where several people are injured after a reported dog fight. And this happened near McHenry in McHenry County. The sheriff's office says multiple people were bitten, including a deputy, and a deputy shot one of the dogs. Another dog is still on the loose tonight. Police are asking people to stay in their homes and report any sightings.
We're also following breaking news out of McHenry County tonight. Residents are being told right now to stay inside after reports of 2 aggressive dogs on the loose. A sheriff's deputy has been bitten. One of the dogs has been shot. A chaotic scene in the city of McHenry along Human Drive, where police say several people were injured. That deputy drove himself to the hospital. Police telling us right now one of the dogs is still on the loose. People being told stay inside your homes. Neighbors describe a violent scene.
I heard 3 gunshots go off, and my wife come out of the other room, and there was presence of police here with the 2 ambulances. Then I hear that the dogs are running, and everybody's looking for the dogs. They're worried about the dogs on the loose fighting.
Again, right now, there is apparently one aggressive dog on the loose in McHenry. We'll stay on this story. We'll keep you updated throughout the hour.
Breaking news out of unincorporated McHenry County. At least 4 people, 2 of them sheriff's deputies, hurt in a dog attack. Investigators say 4 dogs, pit bull or pit bull mixes, were fighting over food when the homeowner and a neighbor were bitten. Police tried to get the situation under control using tasers and a fire extinguisher. 1 dog was shot by deputies.
And everybody's looking for the dogs. They're worried about the dogs on the loose fighting, because that's what they're known for here. And so far, it hasn't been a very happy outcome.
2 of the dogs were taken by animal control. Another is still on the loose.
Next, we come to a dog that's recovering from saving a woman from a coyote attack. You know what I'm saying? Saving a woman from a coyote attack. I want to say this is not even her dog. It may be. you know, because I did so much news, I kind of forgot about it, but I got to keep giving you the news. CNN satellites from outer space, give it to you. All breeds, all dogs, all kind of news, across the world, across the country. Just the pit bull brothers be mad. You know what I'm saying? Just the pit bull brothers be mad. And I even get up here and say, those aren't pit bulls. Those dogs that attack that brother or that sister or that child isn't a pit bull. I fight hard for the pit bulls. And they still be mad. But y'all check this out, man. Dog recovering after saving woman from coyote attack.
Story that we have been following all week. The brave dog that saved a woman from a coyote in Montgomery County is okay, back recovering at home. Montgomery County police say a coyote attacked 2 different women on the same day, just hours apart. One of those attacks happened in Ashton. The other happened in Burtonsville. You're going to see a picture here of the dog named Willow, and this dog was able to help one of those women get to safety. Well, tonight, Willow's owner spoke exclusively to our Leslie Moreno.
We were there as Willow hides from our cameras, still recovering and shaken up from the attack.
I've lived here 38 years, and we've never had any problems in the woods, ever.
Christine Hamilton's neighbor was walking her dog along Patuxent Drive in Ashton on Thursday morning when she was attacked by a coyote from behind. Christine's neighbor was knocked to the ground and bit over 20 times. She says her dog, 6-year-old Willow, distracted the coyote, giving her friend time to get to safety.
She did save my friend because she bolted. She didn't turn to attack the coyote. She bolted and then got the coyote away from my friend. And during the attack, the coyote kept going back and forth between the two.
It's Amy. Good girl. This neighborhood hero once needed saving herself.
Someone found her walking down the street in West Virginia. She was skin and bones and had just delivered 8 puppies, maybe, 4 or 5 weeks prior, by herself.
5 years ago, Willow was rescued from a drug house in West Virginia. She gave birth to puppies in this horrible condition. She would look for food during the day and feed her babies at night. One day, she was spotted by a neighbor who contacted a local rescue. Shortly after, Christine adopted her.
She's a good girl. She's just a beautiful dog.
Willow still has scratches on her face and abdomen.
From the fight, from just running away through, bushes and in the field in the woods. Not that this was a good thing, but Willow saved my friend, we believe, because people don't always make it through those kind of events. And the fact that Willow loves this friend of mine, they've bonded and we're bonded.
I miss Huckleberry. In Montgomery County, Leslie Moreno, WUSA 9.
Big salute, big shout out to all the dog men and the dog women out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, man, we'll get some dog women one of these days, brother. These women ain't want to be screwing up with us with all this shit we got going on out here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. It ain't that hard to tell a dog story. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that hard to tell a story. Hey, especially when you're in the 40s going on the 50s. I mean, hey, if you change your life, you change your life. And one thing about it, man, so many brothers and sisters be down in that chat and watching these videos that be wanting to get up there and talk about their dogs, but they don't because they ain't pressed to do it. Nobody's making no brother get up there and talk about what they did 20, 30 years ago when it comes to a dog. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, period. It just is what it is, man. Some folk can't understand it, some folk can't. The same way you can look at all this news that I gave you for the last 30, 45 minutes and say, what's the problem with it? Why is it a problem with it when I tell a dog news? I'm getting it from the same place. It's coming from the same source. News is news. You know what I'm saying? News is news. But at the end of the day, man, I got enough sense to know that everybody ain't gonna think on the same level. When it comes to just thinking common sense in general, period. Everybody not gonna think on the same level. No disrespect to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoy the news. Like I said before, man, salute to the little girl's family who lost her. It's no pain that a person can say they understand how you feel when you lost a child or nothing like that. So I can't get up here and say I know how you feel or nothing like that, because I haven't lost one, But gotta be with y'all. Things will get better, and I know it's easier said than done, on my end. But man, y'all stay safe with them dogs. For one, y'all stay legal, like I always say with them dogs. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stay legal. And just do your thing, man. Enjoy your dogs. That's why what I started my channel about was trying to help brothers enjoy their dogs. Because what I see is a lot of brothers walking around with dogs, not doing nothing at all with their dogs, and they walking around like they got Charles Manson murder list in their back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like they scared and they ain't doing nothing with their dogs. And I seen this when I first started doing my videos. So I'm like, yo, brothers need to start standing out with their chest out when you're not doing nothing. Just because you got a pit bull and just because you look a certain way or dress a certain way don't mean you involved with all that stuff. And that's the kind of narrative a lot of folk was trying to paint, and a lot of folk tries to paint in the media area, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to them pit bulls, And like I say before, man, there's so many different areas that I hit when it comes to this news, that the little shit that brothers be arguing about with pedigrees, with Buck and all them other boys, that shit don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? There's too many things going on with these dogs in the news. You know what I'm saying? To be worried about a little bit of simple bullshit. You know what I'm saying? For me, at least, each one of these stories might help somebody. Each one of these stories might touch somebody to where they feel a certain kind of way, or they make a move to change their life. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. Everybody got to do it how they feel like they can make it and their way they can make it. You know what I'm saying? But when you see another brother making it his way, don't try to knock him. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. And when you do that, make sure, you got your credentials, and make sure your back door swept around already. You know what I'm saying? Just simple as that, yo. Just simple as that. But on to a little bit of dog talk. One thing, I really didn't notice when I was young and when I was dealing with Crossroad. Crossroad really had a lot of dogs that was coming directly off of the famous dogs that we talk about today. And back then, we really didn't pay attention to. We paid attention to Mayday, the yellow dogs, the Jeep dogs that he had, the Red Boy stuff. But even the Red Boy stuff, they was coming down off the Highlands, Julio, and what's the other dog? I don't want to say the wrong Red Boy dog. But anyway, you be around all these dogs and you really didn't pay no attention because the papers wasn't such a big issue like it is now. You really didn't pay attention. And now that I think back, like looking at all the dogs that Crossroad had, coming directly off the Midnight Cowboy stuff, he liked that. He had some black dogs, and we had some of them dogs because I had one off of them, and this ain't had no Red Boy Jocko in it. This had to be if anybody was getting them Crossroad dogs, they may know who the dog I'm about to speak of is off of. But the puppies was about 3-4 months old, and they was super tall puppies. They was tall. They look like little brown hound dogs. You know what I'm saying? Look like little brown hound dogs. I don't know what they was off of, but they was super active, super tall and long and lanky. You know what I'm saying? More long and lanky than your average dog that y'all think are long and lanky and big now. Because we always say the dogs back then was big. But I ended up getting this dog from Crossroad when she turned 4 years old. I bought her as an adult from him. But I knew that same litter it came off of. And that bitch was big. She was about a good 60 pounds. No body fat, hardly. She was one of them type of dogs. Tall, long, and lanky. And the thing about it, she was a barnstormer. And I got this dog for little or nothing from Crossroad. I forgot how much I even gave him for. Little or nothing. But barnstormer. And she was 15 minutes. I'm going to say it like that. And that was against any dog. No matter if you had a dog against the dog pound. She would shake good and hard for 15 minutes. And then she would just quit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the shaking that she did. She would shake your dog's soul out. And I'm talking, she grab him, your dog body over there and the rest of them over there, the skin over here and the bones over here. You know, that's just how hard she was shaking. But, you know, she wouldn't run. She would just quit. You know, now that I look back on it, because I was a teenager when this was going on. She wouldn't run. She would just stop shaking, you know, and quit. But I can't even remember what Eric sold me the dog and told me, because he always told me what a reason if they lost or if this was, or what's wrong with this dog. Like the Jeep dog I was telling y'all about that came off of the Low Country Spur stuff. The Low Country Spur stuff that he had. And I want to say that was the Tater stuff. But that dog had teeth on it like this. He gave me that one. He didn't give it to me. I bought it from him. You know what I'm saying? And he told me it was sick. It had just been in the show or whatever. He gave it IVs. It was either in the show or it had got sick with parvo or something. I got parvo after a show or something like that. But anyway, he gave it IVs. And the dog was straight or whatever. He was coming back together. The dog was, you know, he was eating. He was big. All I had to do was feed him and take care of him. But no, the teenager in me took that big old Jeep dog, and I'm talking about he was big, 50-some pounds, maybe close to 60, you know, give or take. I'm not sure exactly what the weight was, but he was a big dog, wasn't no 40-some pounder at all. Low Country Spur stuff. All right. I took the dog out there, and I put him on a dog that folk was thinking about that was kind of high in the area. And I put him on, that's the dog I told y'all about. I think that he chased the dog down the street. You know what I'm saying? But a day or two later, the Jeep dog ended up dying. His name was Frank White that I had. That joker had teeth on him that long. He ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And I should have sat on him. And when I look back on it, man, these dogs that everybody I know could do the same thing that's from these eras. You know, we look back on the dogs that we had and how we screwed them up or how we messed them up or how we should have did this and should have did that. Maybe should have sat on them instead of culling them. Maybe should have did this. And now we scrapping and scraping and arguing about dogs in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th generation of the dogs that we done had already. You know what I'm saying? Now that we wish that we had, still then. But yeah, man, you know, it just I start thinking, man, you know, the more Crossroad, he wasn't really one that had a sot yard yet. You know, that's why I say the fatty and the toe jam stuff was what he was supposed to say, boom, this is what my yard is off of. Which he did do that, but he still had other dogs as well. You know what I'm saying? Fatty and toe jam them was kind of the base of the yard. They was kind of the base, and especially longer and longer he was down south, because when he came from New York, he had the Mr. T stuff. He had all kind of different little lines of dogs. But I just sit back and look, man, like how close we was to them dogs and them pedigrees, you know, that we argue about today. And back then, it was just nothing, just pit bulls that we was hoping that it was game like they said it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a lot of great dogs back then. What made the dogs greater back then was the laws. You know what I'm saying? The laws, the areas. Like I always say, man, it ain't just my area or the next brother or sister area. It's the whole United States. The country is growing up. You know, you get businesses. You got places that wasn't in places 20, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You got schools built, hospitals built, restaurants built in places that was woods 30 years ago. You know, it's just the laws change as well as, like I always say, the demographic, the areas, you know, and that's what makes the dogs seem like they change, you know, because it just, you could do things back then with the dogs you can't do now. You know what I'm saying? You'll waste a whole lot more money now than you would back then chasing pedigrees now. Now a brother get a set of pedigrees and he say, oh, I'm stuck with this. I'm riding with this. I'm going to see how this throw me. I'm going to breed. I'm going to cross it. I'm going to see how it do. You know, you all right. But the ones who keep chasing the pairs, you're going to spend more money than what a brother would have spent back then, because you ain't going to be able to check how brothers used to check back then. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing to be mad about or jealous about. It's the way times is. You know what I'm saying? The way times is. Even as a person, you don't think the same way as you did as a teenager as you do as 40 and 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? You have more important things to worry about. Like, I wouldn't be worried about certain type of things when I'm a teenager as when I'm 40, like family, like other stuff, you know, making sure you got other people straight, making sure it's other people that depend on you. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a teenager, you don't think about a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You willing to go on this trip here, or go that place and be behind this show and be behind this wall, and you willing to do all that stuff. But the older you get, you start thinking about it. Is it worth it? You know? And that's just it's just the way it is, man. When it comes to the stories, everybody got them. You know what I'm saying? If you're not willing to share yours, don't knock the next man. That's all. That's the motto, man. Don't knock the next man if you can't get up there and talk about your own shit. And that's pretty much the way it go about any damn thing. You know, music, rap music, how you gonna knock that man's songs if you ain't got none of your damn self, or if you ain't trying to get up in there and do none of your damn self. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no difference what it is in life. You can't knock that person who doing it if you ain't tried it or if you ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? You can just give a little opinion on it. Everybody got an opinion, like they say, like an asshole. Everybody got one. You know? But at the end of the day, if you ain't ever got your feet dirty in that particular field, you don't know what it takes. You don't know what it takes to do brain surgery and for that doctor to be under pressure to try to get this person to live. You don't know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, man. Y'all keep doing the right things with these dogs out here. Don't worry about the haters, because everybody got them. These days, you know what I'm saying, everybody got them. They everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And the more you try to do good, there's one thing we all know. You know what I'm saying? The more you try to do good, the more the devil gonna get in your way to try to keep you from doing good, to try to knock you down. You know what I'm saying? Try to knock you down. Try to keep you from going to that next step, to that next level. You know what I'm saying? The same way like that brother Samurai. The Samurai, the more it seems like you got that thing going, it's gonna be, not talking about none of these dog brothers out here now. It's gonna be somebody that try to knock you a step or two backwards. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it always is. If you was doing something wrong, or if I was trying to do something wrong, or the next brother that's on these channels was trying to do something wrong, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be nothing too much to stop you besides jail or death. You know what I'm saying? But let it be you trying to do something right. Then the devil figure out all kind of ways to get in these folk to try to knock a brother down. You know what I'm saying? To keep a brother from excelling. You know? It just is what it is, man. It is what it is, like I always say. You know? Y'all stay safe, like I said before. You know what I'm saying? Stay legal, like I said before. Y'all hit that like button up. Drop down in them comments. You know what I'm saying? And remember, all bloodlines are the same when it comes to taking care of your damn dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel no different about your bloodline because I'm over here talking shit about it, or he over there talking trash about your blood. I damn sure ain't gonna feel no different about my dogs. You know what I'm saying? Love them dogs. Your dog is your dog. You the one feeds your dog. Nobody else feed it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is what it is. PBK9s, and I'm out.
Sadie the dog is now Sadie the lifesaver. Sadie is actually a pit bull, graying a bit in her golden years, but still smart enough, strong enough to protect her family when their home filled with potentially deadly gas. Eyewitness News reporter Sefon Kim has more on one heroic animal.
She went from being in timeout to being my girl.
This is Sadie, a pit bull that led police on a wild chase, and all started with a daring escape.
Right here, she looks like she was trying to get out this window. Right here, this was all on the floor, and right over here, just going to town.
That's the front door of their Tuckahoe home, and this
She dug this little stopper out and came over here.
is their back door.
Slid it open and made her way out.
Somehow Sadie chewed and dug out the wooden blocker, keeping their sliding door shut, and managed to run out into the backyard.
This is my contraption I built so she never got out, which always worked since I've been here.
But Sadie's adventure was just getting started. Tuckahoe police then got calls of a loose pit bull. When they found her,
the dog then ran and took the officers through several streets and then led them back to the dog's residence, into the backyard.
And when officers saw the sliding door ajar, they smelled gas.
The dog saved the house from a potential gas explosion from a gas leak.
It happened yesterday while Serena Costello was at work. A friend called her to let her know cops, firefighters, and Con Edison were at her home. Costello says in 11 years, Sadie has never once ran out of the house. If it weren't for her canine, she says, she and her 4-year-old could have come home. And well, it could have been worse, much, much worse.
She saved our lives. This would have been a disaster. Would have been really bad.